everybody, and welcome to our official 7 ways you should make your home safer. Today, with me, Natalie Diaz, founder of Twiniversity, author of What to Do When You're Having Too Big Cheese, to the Diaz gang. There's a lot of titles that I have, and I'm so excited, first of all, because I just got a fresh case of seltzer, and that always is a good day for me. But I am so excited that today I get to have a pretty big impact on your family. Welcome to my home. So if you have not joined us for a live feed before, let me go over just a few of the rules. I am here live in New York City, and I have an extraordinary team of my Mom Squad members who are off to the side below, however you're watching this, that are behind the curtain at Oz. So right now we have Julie and Laura. So everybody say hello, Julie and Laura. Yay! Hi, guys. So we will go over, today is an educational piece with a side order of giveaway. We will have a ton of fun, rest assured. Do you guys see tiny little things floating in my house? Do you see like the little fuzzies? Yeah, I probably should have dusted, but welcome to reality is really what I have to tell you. You can see that while I am here, and we will go over literally 7 different places in your home that I need you to make sure that your home is safe. Now, we joke a lot at Twiniversity, like a lot, but today we're actually going to joke, but we're going to talk some serious stuff. Now, before we even go even further, I want to let you know we do have a giveaway, and I'm super stoked about the giveaways. We'll be giving away some Love to Dream swaddles in addition to some items here at Twiniversity. So I have something new that I made, some Twiniversity swag that I don't even know if my girls have seen yet, but I will be busting some of those out, and we'll be giving away some gift cards also. I love giveaways. I don't know why. I think it's because I love winning prizes, because have you ever met somebody that says, oh, I hate winning? Winning is the worst. It's literally the worst. But this is an interactive conversation. We specifically do this live so that if you guys end up having questions, we can answer them. And you don't have to say, oh my gosh, what would Nat say? What would Love to Dream say? So here's the best part about it, okay? I get to be here and educate you with my baby who's next to me. I know you see her tiny face. She's sleeping right now. Shh. Okay, and I get to do this thanks to our friends at Love to Dream. If you do not know who Love to Dream is one of the most extraordinary, they call them the swaddle ups. Let me show you. So they're not blankets, they're actually pajamas. I have a variety of them with me here today. And so I'm gonna hold this one up. This is one of my favorite patterns. This is one of their designer patterns. But they have them starting at 5 pounds, okay? Or yeah, it's 5 to 8.5 pounds. This is their tiniest little guy. Look at him, he's so sweet. Our baby, okay, so today I have Ginger with me. Say hi, Ginger. Hi, everybody. Today, Ginger actually does not really fit into this newborn size. Whenever I squeeze her into the newborn size, it never really works out. So today we're going to put her in what they have is the 50-50. We're going to talk a lot about safe sleep, but we're also going to talk about different ways that I need to make sure that you're keeping your home safe. A lot of them you could say, but Nat, it's obvious. I will tell you the truth. It is not so obvious if you are not doing it, right? I know that reading the tips that we put together for you today, that honestly, there were some that I did not do. So yeah, we're going to talk about that. So let's just start off, but I first want to know a little bit about you. So please, if you're with me right now, shout out and let me know who you are. Well, clearly I could see your name, so you don't have to say that. Where you're from and how old your 20s are, or if you're expecting, or if they're in college, or if you are a grandparent, or you are an auntie or an uncle to 20s. I want to know how 20s play a role in your life. So obviously, if you're a parent, I'm glad that you're here. And I do already see, like I could see Kimmy's picture. Kimmy Freeland, welcome Kimmy Freeland. I'm so glad that you have off today too, and that is why I love that we get to do this live. But I can see that Kimmy has a picture of her twinnie, so I know that she's one of us. Michelle is here. Love to Dream, yay! Who from the Love to Dream team is on with me? My mom is calling me. We'll call her back. That's just the way it goes, Mamacita, and I'm okay with that. So who is with us from the Love to Dream team? I know the Love to Dream team, I've been stalking them personally on Instagram because they just went to this ginormous baby show that's in Cologne. So it's in Germany. It's the largest, it's like Kindenjugendheim. I don't know how to say it. Someday I will say it. I know that Amy from Pregnant Chicken was just there. I was excited to stalk her and her whole team. And drum roll, please. I'm going to really try to make it my business to go next year. It is the largest show of baby gear in the world. So I do want to go. I know it sounds crazy like, Nat, why wouldn't you want to go to Germany? Well, you know, it's a little bit of a trek and my 20s are teenagers and I feel like they actually need me now more than ever. So we'll see. But my plan is to actually to go. So next year I'll be going with our Love to Dream people and we could be toasting and saying German things and I will learn a little bit of German. Okay, so let's talk about a few things. As you guys are introducing yourself, I want to start off and I want to let you know kind of I actually have a layout of what we're going to talk about today. So the first thing we're going to talk about is top tips. Then the second thing we're going to talk about is in the crib. Then we're going to talk about the nursery in general. We're going to move into the kitchen. Then we're going to go into the living room, the hallways, and the finish up in my least favorite room of the house, the bathroom, because I cleaned it this morning and I hate cleaning the bathroom. So here's what I want to know. Where do you think the safest room in your house is? And this, by the way, will be different for everybody. Like, what is the room that you paid the most attention to when you were baby-proofing your home? And if you didn't baby-proof your home yet, why are you waiting? And I'm not saying that, and I really don't mean that to be judgy. I'm curious to know if some people are like, well, we didn't baby-proof because we're moving, or we didn't baby-proof because it's too expensive, or we didn't baby-proof because of XYZ. I want to know what your reason is, and I want to be able to perhaps help you figure out ways that even you could baby-proof for the people who think that it is really not possible. Oh my gosh, Samantha's expecting her 20s in December. I have December birthday, Samantha. I'm really excited for you. Yes, good. I'm glad that you added their swaddles to the registry. It is one of my all-time favorite products, and I remember, and Love to Dream could actually let me know the date because I never remember. But I remember when Love to Dream first launched here in the United States, and I went to a wonderful luncheon and I got to meet the innovator of this amazing product, and her name is Hannah. And since then, she's always been a very inspirational woman because this is not like your typical baby product. Like, you could see it and you could say, well, what's the big deal about this swaddle? Well, I will show you right now. I actually have to use the 50/50. And what makes them call this the 50/50 is that it actually has a little zipper on the arm. So when you're transitioning from a full swaddle to an arms out swaddle, this is what makes this easy. So now here's what it is. When I am putting my baby in the swaddle, clearly you will not do this in this position, but notice that Ginger is paws up, as I say. Could you guys hear me? Because I actually am mic'd today for you guys. So Ginger, put your tiny feet in there because you are my perfect spokes baby. You're my favorite. Fred, by the way, is on vacation. That is not a joke. Fred is literally in Jersey right now. I really do mean that. So Ginger is my solo baby. We're having some one-on-one time, Ginger and I, because it's time, because we needed a little girl time, Ginger and I. So Ginger is wearing the 50/50 swaddle, and clearly your babies will have limbs that will be not as rigid as these plastic arms of Ginger. But Ginger, like Pinocchio, she dreams of becoming a real girl someday. But until then, we will just have her here. But Ginger is the absolute best. So this is the 50/50 swaddle. It's one of our favorite swaddles, and I thought it was such an innovative design. And at the time, it was the first time that you ever have seen this design. And here's what's amazing about it, okay? We put our babies in back to sleep. You know that you always put your babies in on their back. Now, when Ginger turns over, and by the way, I do want to zip this up correctly for you guys so that you could see how sweet Ginger is. When Ginger, first of all, even Ginger on her back, she's able to chew on her little hands, which is really great because maybe that's Ginger's method of self-soothing, right? We love that she has the availability to have her little paws right there. Now, when and if Ginger decides to roll over, most traditional swaddles, your babies will be kind of hands down. So if she rolled over, Ginger doesn't really have any good traction to move. So what's great about is with a Love to Dream swaddle, when Ginger gets over, Ginger can actually use her arms and push herself up and be able to turn her head in whatever fashion that she likes. So for me, I feel like this is such an obvious thing to make, and it's incredible of how long that it took for Hannah to make it and bring it over here to the US. Originated in Australia. They've had it for a while, and then we have it now for a while. And I cannot exactly remember when we got the Love to Dream swaddle, but I remember when I saw it, my jaw dropped to the floor, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is extraordinary. And I wish that I had personally had it with my twinnies because, by the way, I had such a hard time swaddling my kids. They were the Houdinis of any swaddle that I had tried to use. This would have saved my universe. Okay, so we're going to take a look at some of the answers that we got. I love that we're literally all over the country. That's fantastic. The family room, the living room. We didn't baby proof because we're not sure what to do. Casey, I'm going to walk you through that today. Angie says the family room is the most baby proofed because that's probably where they're spending the most time, I am imagining. Kelly says they didn't baby proof yet. Yes, you guys need to. Samantha said, I think my boys are too big for these now. Wait, I want to just let you know that's not necessarily true because there's actually 3 stages of the Love to Dream swaddle. Okay, they have the swaddle up, which is this traditional one, which is tiny. And then they have the stage 2, which is the 50-50. And then they have a sleep bag and a sleep suit that is dedicated for independent sleep. And Julie's going to put some links in for you guys too. And Love to Dream, if you want to do the same, you are more than welcome to. And guys, they are here to answer your questions about products, which, come on, we're a great team, guys. We work together. So let's go through kind of like the top 4 tips that are going to be our overarching, no matter what we're talking about. These are the things that I want you guys to think about. Number 1, you guys have to make sure that you are registering all of your products. When you buy a product, if it is a larger product, it may come with a registration card. If it does not come with a registration card, you should go to the website of that product and sign up for alerts or newsletters. I love when people are like, oh, you know what? It didn't come with a registration card. Therefore what? Therefore what? You have to be on alert. We really do try our best to get you guys any types of recalls or changes or important notices from as many companies as we possibly can, regardless of whether they're official Twiniversity partner or not, because I just feel like it's our responsibility as people who work in the world of, mamas and papas that we get you guys this information. But it really is your responsibility. And I was actually talking to Allison Jacobson this morning, who is with firstcandle.org, and we did a podcast. It'll be out in a little bit, but we had a great conversation this morning, and it made me remember. Do you guys remember when we had that government shutdown? Okay, so it was a bit ago. So was it this year? I don't even know. I believe it was late last year, early this year. But when we had that government shutdown, the division that kind of gets out governmental recalls was one of the divisions that was closed down. So any recalls that were in the process of trying to get into your inbox or notified, like trying to get you notified, they weren't going out. That's why that was such a prime example to me of why us as parents, me included, by the way, and this doesn't end as you're out of the baby stage. Anything that you buy your kids, anything, whether you buy them a bicycle, whether you buy them a helmet, anything, I really try to go onto that company's website and register at least for news alerts if it did not come with a very formal registration card. So you want to definitely make sure that you register your products, and you should try to stay on top of recall notices if possible. There are websites that you could get alerts on. We try to alert you here too. Most of the major recalls, the big guys, you will be able to see on the news, but we try to catch all the little ones that might fall in the cracks. So please make sure that you do that. I cannot possibly stress that enough. Okay, good. I love that Jewel put in the sleep suit. I didn't have one. Love to dream, guys. I didn't have one in the house. I would love one. I love it. Click that link after this. So watch my tips because I don't want you guys to miss anything, but you really should go over and see what the sleep suit is all about. All right, the next thing that I want you guys to do is that I really would, for all of my parents right now that are expecting, please do not be like the rest of us and baby proof and child proof and husband and wife proof your items when it's too late. So while you're assembling your nursery and while you are getting everything together and figuring out the system for your diaper caddy and figuring out the layout of your nursery, I want you to, while you have the tools out and you're assembling furniture, that is the time to baby proof. There are so many wonderful, wonderful, easy to use items on the market that truthfully, it's a no-brainer. Once upon a time, they'd be like, oh, you had to get this drill and that drill and this drill bit. You had to go out and buy a separate drill bit. It was a hassle, but you still had to do it, and we still did it. But now there are so many products on the market that make it so easy for you. And Julie's going to put in some links. There's a wonderful company named Kudos. They're available on Amazon. They are available in some retailers, but they really do make very, very simple products that you could use to make sure that you're keeping your home safe. And so you really want to do that while you're getting your nursery together. The next big thing, this is another big one. This may seem obvious, but it's clearly not obvious because I see it all the time. Anything that is 1 inch or less in diameter is a choking hazard. We say it can be a choking hazard, but it is a choking hazard. If you have something, and that, by the way, is change. So loose change and things like that, and little toys and Shopkins. So if you have older children that have little teeny bitty toys, it is not good. Like a very, very simple hack to find out if it's this 1 inch in diameter is if it fits through a toilet paper tube or a paper towel tube, it's got to go, okay? It doesn't have to leave the house, but it definitely needs to stay in an area where there will be no toddler twins and no babies in that area. So if you have older children, you need to explain to them that Legos and other blocks and little toys and Polly Pockets and all those little guys, they need to stay in their home, wherever you designate as their home, and they cannot come out of that room. Now, a lot of us who don't have older children, right? So let's say you have no older children, we forget to tell our nieces and nephews and neighbors and anybody that's coming over our house these specific rules. And if you have children that are maybe a little apprehensive about, how to starting a new system of where their toys are going to go, get them involved in the safety of it. Have them put the toys through the toilet paper tube and see exactly what's going to happen. The next thing is, once again, it may seem like a no-brainer, but I'm going to tell you, we were victim of this for a while. While we have smoke detectors, and we do have smoke detectors, we, for a very long time, did not have carbon monoxide detectors. Yes, I told you, I was reading these, and I was like, So now, we actually bought combination smoke detector, carbon monoxide detector, and we can get you some links for those if you want, but truthfully, I think it's Kitty that makes them. They have one that is guaranteed for 10 years. So we just decided that instead of having 2 separate alarms or 2 separate detectors in each of the children's rooms, that we would have one combination smoke and carbon monoxide. We do live in a building where carbon monoxide would be an issue. If you don't live in an area where they're using gas, maybe it's not so critical, but truth be told, just do it. I mean, it's like an extra $6 or something for both combined. So I really do want you to make sure that you have that. Okay. Okay. So little people toys. Oh my gosh, Kat, you are 1,000% correct. The little people toys are, I love them, but they are a little too little. Kimmy, it's a Lego that gets her. They are everywhere. Legos are going to be where the death of my feet when the twinnies were little because I would step on them, and that is probably where I started my truck driver mouth, was just stepping on Legos. So clearly, those are some top 4 things that should be done all over your home. They don't fit into one room, whether it's the crib, whether it's, an outdoor piece of play equipment, everything needs to be registered. Okay, so we got that. So far, are we good? I want thumbs ups, I want hearts, I want smiley faces. That is what I need from you guys to make sure that we're in this together, because like I said, this is an interactive conversation, guys. And next thing I want to talk about is safety in the crib. And not the crib like Yo MTV cribs, because we're in my crib right now, but I want to talk about the literal crib that your children are sleeping in. By the way, that joke just really made me laugh. My MTV crib, never really thought about that. So now, welcome to my crib. I'm gonna have to take a picture in a crib next time I'm at a baby show, but I'll have to do it on the last day so I don't break the items, and that's that. Now, we talked about this last night in our Twiniversity class, and I need for you guys to kind of get it through your head. We need flat and firm. That is what we're looking for. No, I am not describing my abs. Did she say that? Yes, she did. Ginger, what? Yes. So flat and firm. Where Ginger is going to sleep needs to be a flat surface and a firm surface. Ginger, thank you. She said surface. If you are in the process of buying a crib mattress, I need you to make sure that if you're buying a dual-sided mattress, one that is a little bit more plush for the toddler times and one that's firmer for the babies, that you always have it on the correct side based on your baby's age, okay? So, fitted sheet only. That is all that is in that crib. No toys, no pillows, no blankets, literally nothing but your baby. And this is exactly why we have specifically partnered with Love to Dream for this, because this is your baby's warmth. This is your baby's comfort. This is your baby's fashionista-ness. These are such extraordinary blankets because they are providing warmth and they're providing the comfort of a swaddle. And I don't know if you guys know why we swaddle in general. There are a few reasons why we swaddle. And one of the big ones is because babies have this Moro reflex. We all have it, by the way. Did you ever take a nap and then you'll be like laying down, and as you're drifting off to sleep, your leg will jerk or your arm will move and you'll be like, I hate when that happens. And it scares me. Babies don't have the regulation of this yet, so they're still kind of getting that under control. So the swaddle kind of keeps them compressed, and it gives them a lot more comfort and kind of compresses that Moro reflex jerk, and they don't hit their arms or anything like that. So that's just 2 tiny reasons of why we swaddle. Ultimately, it really is that comfort, that compression, that closure. They love that. It's very comforting for them to them, and it reminds them of their fancy times in that luxury hotel that was your womb. So in their crib, Ginger and Fred should literally be nothing in their Love to Dream swaddle with 1 additional layer underneath. And their room also should be between 68 and 72. Ideally, you'd stay on the lower end of the temperatures, so between 68 and 70, I would say honestly is the sweet spot. But if you are somebody that's a little bit on the colder side, you could run it up to 72, but I wouldn't go above that. Now, flat and firm, we got that. We got our blanket. Another thing that people often forget, and this is an issue that I'm seeing more and more when it comes to baby monitors. When you are purchasing a baby monitor or when you are placing your cribs, you need to be mindful of any type of cords. Cords, once upon a time, people would be like, oh, of course, I'm not going to put my crib by where my baby could grab the blinds or the curtains and rip them down. But now I'm seeing so many baby monitors that are specifically created to be positioned above your twinnie's bed that monitors their respiration and all these fancy pantsy things. But what's really freaking me out is that some of them, I'm not going to say all of them, because some of them do have a battery pack, but some of them also they're corded. Am I missing something, guys? So when you're buying things and you're at a baby store or you're shopping online, I want you to think of how this is going to be used, where it's going to be used, and I want you to see it through the eyes of a toddler. Can I grab it? Could I put this in my mouth? If I do grab it and put it in my mouth, what exactly is going to happen? So please make sure that in the crib, it is as safe as possible, firm and flat, no toys, blankets, pillows, nothing. I know grandma made you that wonderful quilt. You're gonna have to use it as a wall hanging, but not in the baby's reach until the babies are old enough to use it, but it's gonna be a minute. So please make sure flat and firm are kind of our big standalones. Now, in the nursery, so outside of the crib, thinking about just that room, anchor your furniture. We already talked about that. We mentioned kudos, and there are, whatever somebody gives you. Oh my gosh, I love that kudos is with us too. I knew that was going to happen. I was hoping they'd join us. But anchor your furniture now. I'm hoping that they would put in some links and show us exactly, the products that they have, but it goes beyond outlet covers and doorknob plates, which when we were younger and when I was younger, that was kind of like all that there was. Now, there is a multitude of safety products, but they are no longer ugly to look at, difficult to use, or super overly complicated. They really are made for you. And when people were developing safety products, anchoring tools or any type of products for you to use safely, they really are thinking about that. Look, Laura made that monitor with her mistake. Laura, by the way, I did too. So we had just the audio monitor, but often the babies would take the monitor into the crib because I was so worried about the monitor not picking up the sounds, but I never really thought that they could use it as a lasso, which was a fun one. So yeah, good times. So anchor your furniture, even the low dressers. Very, very, very unfortunately, we have had issues in Twiniversity that have been catastrophic, where you have to remember that when your kids are in that room, it is of course dangerous to have just Ginger climbing up, but it's significantly more dangerous when Ginger and Fred are out of their cribs and they're climbing up a dresser. Now I have babies that are acting in tandem. So please make sure that you are anchoring your dressers, your bookshelves, your changing tables, anything that can be anchored, please make sure that you do. Now, when the kids are out of the cribs, you might have to reposition the room. And that means you may actually have to reposition the anchors that are in the wall or the way the furniture is secured. So don't assume that, oh, I did it once and that's it. Honestly, while those kids are in that room, even if those kids are 6 and 7, I would still have that furniture anchored. This is not a toddler thing. This is not a baby thing. You have to please, please, please make sure that it is anchored for a very long time, because I would love to say that my kids weren't such dummy little dum-dums when they were 6, but I could tell you they got into a lot of trouble, and you would say, well, they should know better. And they did not. They did not know better. So please make sure that it is anchored, and even if you move your furniture, that you're doing that. Now, the next thing is, I know your kids want stuff in their room, and Ginger, I want you to have stuff in your room. I really do. I want you to have books and I want you to have toys, but everything needs to have a place and everything needs to be put away and everything needs to be in a secure location. This is where I talk about, I love that you want a bookshelf. I do. I love, Ginger, that you want to have a library in your room, and I think it's absolutely fantastic and I encourage it, but I am not putting books or anything on a shelf that is not easily accessible to you if it is yours. Even if it is not yours, like that picture of Grandma and Grandpa that I like to keep in your room, I'm not going to put it on a high shelf because you know what? I know you want that picture of Grandma and Grandpa. I totally do. So we're not going to have anything that's out of reach that's going to be tempting to the kids, because then it's perhaps might give them a reason to climb. So please make sure that unsafe items are either secured tightly in a closet, out of their room, or, just don't have them. That's really just the way that goes. Now, with that too, please make sure that if you live in any home, I do not care if it is the ground floor, I do not care if it is the 18th floor, you need window guards. If you live in an apartment building and your landlord is like, no, we're not doing that. First of all, I believe it's illegal for them to do that. I believe that you could actually call your local municipality and say, what is the law for my landlord providing this safety regulation for me in my home? This may vary from state to state, but I do know that instead of becoming dependent on my landlord, because I am a renter, that what I did was I purchased my own window guards, And these window guards were actually installed on the inside of the window. I still have them installed in my bedroom. Why did I put them in my bedroom? You would say, my kids are never in there. I never had my kids in my room. That's kind of like my safe space. But I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know when the babies are going to get out. I don't know when the babies are going to go rogue and want to go into my room. So we bought these. I believe at the time they were called Angel Guard. They might have a different name for them now, but you could perhaps, you could purchase these things on your own accord. So if you don't care about opening the windows, or if you have something like a sliding glass door, they make safety equipment specifically for that type. So I don't want to hear excuses like, oh, we can't find that. You're not looking. And if you can find something, email us at community@twiniversity.com. I put this out into the universe right now. If you can find a piece of safety equipment, you just let us know and we will help you find it, okay? So now we got our crib secured. We got our nursery secure. We're heading into the kitchen. But before we head into the kitchen, Ginger, what time is it? Jules Verne, I'm letting you know, we're giving away random prizes. And I have something new that I want to give away. So Ginger's going to wait there because I have to grab it. My chair is super creaky. Guys, are you ready to see what I just had made? If you would like to win something, you do know what to say. Oh, Kimmy, you're the best, Kimmy Freeland. Are you ready to see what your product is that you are going to win today? You're going to get really, really excited. Okay, I'm going to sweeten the deal. And first of all, I have to fix this because I may have just broken it, but I didn't just break it. Okay, are you ready? If you would like to win a new, brand new, fresh off the presses, Twiniversity Diaper Quickie Changer. This Twiniversity it's kind of a pencil case, I do want to let you know. But this Twiniversity container, while displaying our beautiful logo on top of this wonderful tweed, is a two-pocketed item that the first pocket, I could put my keys, my cell phone, perhaps my Metro card if you live in an area where you take public transportation. And then the main compartment right there, guys, is big enough to hold 4 diapers, wipes, and a little sample of Aquaphor or something that you're going to use on the go. Julie and Laura, did you guys even see these? I don't know if you saw these yet, but I am so excited. I knew everybody would want one. My husband thinks that it's super dumb that I made these because he's like, Nat, that's a pencil case. I said, no, babe, you see a pencil case. I see something that I'm going to throw in my bag, and I'm going to use this for my camera equipment, my business cards. But wait, there's more. Boop-a-doo-boo, boop-a-boop-a-doo-boo. And in addition to winning this beautiful Twiniversity caddy, you will also get a new Twiniversity bumper sticker. I have to hold it up back here because I have too much light on me right now. So this kit can be yours if you say, I promise to keep my baby safe. I want you to make a pledge to me. That's all. What do I ask? I don't ask a lot from you guys, do I? I say, hey, listen, join me. Join me so we could give stuff away. Isn't this the sweetest? I'm so excited. I know Julie and Laura are probably going to get jealous, but this is going to be mailed out by me directly through the United States Postal Service because I hate going to UPS or FedEx or anything like that. So this will go into a white envelope. I will hand address it. You will get my autograph. I know that's not worth anything, but I just want to feel special for a minute. Okay, guys? So I love this. Julie will pick a winner. She will let us know. Laura, I'll send you one. Julie, I'll send you one. My girls don't have to compete with you. I feel like it's the least that I could do after they kill themselves for the betterment of Twiniversity. I will do that. But I do love this, right? I really, really do. And you know we have more prizes coming up. So that is one of our new prizes. Do you guys like that? I'm so excited. Yay! I love buying Twiniversity swag. I can't stop buying Twiniversity swag. You guys haven't even seen the new Twiniversity bags. Unless you were in Chicago. If you were in Chicago, you saw our new Twiniversity bags. I don't even know if the Love to Dream team saw them, but I made us new Twiniversity bags. Okay, so we got our Safe Sleep in our crib. We have, and by the way, everybody always says, so in Twiniversity class, people are like, Nat, how many of these am I going to buy? They are a little bit on the pricey side. So while I may say to have a minimum of 3, that is really what I would say too. Now, these will last you quite some time, so don't get nervous, but just really, if you look on the back of the package, please let me roll to get my package. If you look on the back of the package, could you guys see that? Is it too bright for you? Okay, if we look on the back of the package, it literally will tell us what size and how big these kiddos need to be. So you could start at size medium, which is going to go from 3 to 6 months, 6 to 9 months, and 9 months up. And then remember also that they have different stages. Here, let me have that zoom focus on that. So stage 1 is the swaddle. the swaddle up. Then we have the swaddle up 50-50, and then we're going to the sleep suit or the sleep bag. Do you see that? I tell Julie, and I wanted to come back into focus, but I remember that the first time that I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like a baby MC Hammer Pants. Oh, 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 oh. Marnie, you were the winner. I am very excited that that's going to Marnie. So when you're buying these, a minimum of 3 per baby. If you're like, I don't know if I could do that, then buy a minimum of 2 per baby. But why I want you to have that is because you're going to have one on them. And if they have a diaper explosion, or if they have like a way too much spit up or something, because we have blowouts, guys. It's just the nature of the beast. I want you to be able to give them that sense of security and safety. So what I would say is for your twins, 5 would be nice. And so that you have kind of this magic number of 3 for at least one baby, and then we have 2 for the other baby. So I just want you to know that, oh my God, oh, I dropped that on the floor, but it wasn't the baby. Ice baby, parachute pants. God bless you guys for getting that. All right, we're moving into the kitchen. Let's go through the kitchen quickly because a lot of these should be obvious. Now, first one, stove guard and knob covers. I see your knob covers. And I raise you removing the knobs. Once again, Natalie Diaz, mother of almost 15-year-olds, I do not have knobs on my stove. Once my twins were big enough to not be jerks about starting the gas in the house, I decided to adopt a dog who discovered that food lives on the stove and therefore she could jump on the stove, and that is no bueno. So we don't have knob covers on. I haven't had knob covers on my stove since 2004. That's just how we live here in the Diaz house. I have one that's in the drawer next to the stove. Whenever I want to cook something, I typically use the same burner over and over again. So that is what I do. If you cannot take the burners off of your stove, or if your stove has burners that are lying on the top of the stove, perhaps you have an electric range. I do know that Kudos does make a safety protector for that as well, so that little hands can't reach up onto an electric cooktop especially. So just know, like I said, there are plenty of products that are out there for you. Now, we got our stove guards. Now, use the back burners first. My back left burner is my most used burner when they were little. Now it is where my Instant Pot sits full time. So now my front right burner is the one that I use. But as they were babies, I never cooked on those front burners. I would only cook on the rear burners. So think about that. If you are purchasing a new stove, sometimes they have like that secret magic burner in the center, but sometimes they'll have 2 magic burners in the center. Think about how you're going to use your stove, how you cook on a regular basis, and see if not only is it going to fit your cooking lifestyle, but it's going to be safe for your kiddos too. Safety latches on the cabinets. Oh. Raise your hand if your kids have ever gotten into every single pot and pan and decided to start a rock band in the kitchen while you were just trying to go number 1 with the door closed for 2 minutes. Just trying to pee with the door closed, and they got into the cabinet. One of them got into the cabinet. One of them got into the lower drawer that is the warming drawer on my stove. I never, ever, ever used it to warm. So please, please, please make sure that you use cabinet locks. Whether you have cabinets that have a push activation, cabinets that have a handle, cabinets that have a pull, cabinets that have an easy close, they make a specific product for that. So once again, do not assume that that is out of reach and inaccessible and you can't, buy a particular piece of safety equipment. You totally can. So next thing, this is one that's going to apply not only for the kitchen, but it's going to apply for the bathroom as well. Did you know that you could turn down the temperature of the water in your home? Some of them have to be done specifically on the faucet. So sometimes when the plumber is installing a new faucet or a new shower handle, you could take off the handle and then there's a little lever in there which allows how much heat you want to come out in conjunction with the cold. So you could also sometimes turn it down on a household level. Perhaps you have a water heater. You could set the temperature for a lot of water heaters. So figure out, there is what temperature that you could settle with. Because some people are like, no, I love a hot shower. Or even I need the steam for the shower, especially if you have children that have respiratory issues and you got to put them into a steam shower quick. You don't want to set the setting down too low because we still want the steam to be created. But we also want to make sure that it is never going to scald us. So please be very thoughtful about that. Super easy fix, easy to do. If you don't know, just put it up on Facebook. Somebody's got a partner that is a plumber. Somebody does. You know somebody that's a plumber, whether you think you do or not. Next thing is locks for the dishwasher and the refrigerator in addition to the oven. People forget to put a lock on the fridge. You need to put a lock on the fridge. Not only do you not want them being like rabid raccoons in your home, but God forbid somebody crawled into that refrigerator and that door shut. No, thank you. That is a super safety hazard, super safety hazard. So please, 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 please make sure that you are buying locks for the refrigerator, or if you have a bottom freezer, you're buying the lock for that. You have to really think about that. Oh, classic Crank and Spank. That is classic Laura. So we know that in Laura's house, they definitely started their own rock band because that's how babies do it. Do I have to tell you to put the knives out of reach of children? I don't think that they're ready for the sideshow of the circus. Probably not the best idea ever. Now, living room, okay? Because I'm going to breeze through. I know I'm keeping you, but I'm having so much fun. In the living room, your coffee table, please make sure that you line it with some kind of soft covering. I have seen people who do not want to make a long investment. My favorite hack of a glass table is taking a pool noodle, razoring one side open, and slipping it over a glass ledge. Genius? Super dumb? It's up to you. I vote genius, although the kids could rip that off. But if it's just a hitting kind of head hazard or face or teeth, something that you may want to consider. So there is always, they say, necessity is the motherhood of invention. What do they say about that? What is that saying? Motherhood is the necessity of invention. Could somebody help me out with this? Ginger, you're literally no help to me right now. What is that saying? Please let me know because my brain has officially stopped working. Thank you very much. Duct, not duck. Duck, did I say duct? Whatever I said. Whatever I said, I'm going with it. In the living room, coffee table, fireplace lock. Very, very important, especially if you have one of those inserts. Although they may be like, it doesn't get too hot on the outside. You still need to have some kind of protection against the heat and your babies. Christmas tree. My favorite twin parenting hack, probably regular parenting, but I don't pay attention to the regular parenting world, so I'm going to just say it's a twin parenting hack, is take your Christmas tree and put it into a play yard. So instead of having something built around your tree, you literally put your Christmas tree inside of a play yard. Absolutely genius. There are a lot of play yards that you could, necessity is the mother of invention. Thank you. My book was going to be called Motherhood Was the Necessity of Invention because I think about like I invented something because of motherhood, so I always get it mixed up. Thank you, Jules Verne, for coming to my rescue. Take your Christmas tree, put it into a play yard. I just discovered today from Allison Jacobson, oh my God, she was telling me all about this new product. There is now going to be sold. I wonder if it's out now, but it is a Bluetooth smoke alarm that is a Christmas ornament. So if you use a real tree and you're worried about fire, you hang this Christmas ornament on your tree and it acts as kind of like a temperature gauge and lets you know, God forbid, there was a fire on your Christmas tree. Absolutely genius. Absolutely genius. I love that everybody loves these great ideas. I love it. I'm so excited. Okay. After the living room, you still have to think about bookshelves, television, entertainment unit. Everything should be anchored to the walls, TVs included. Unfortunately, we had another issue with a big screen TV falling on a child. Really not a good idea, okay? Gates and play yards keep everything contained. I know that Kudos makes such beautiful, beautiful, beautiful gates, so take a look at them. But if you really are like, I can only afford $10, I promise you there is a baby gate out there that is $10. There is no reason. You cannot put a price on safety, but clearly everybody's going to have a budget, so we're very mindful of that. So when you're shopping, you could also go to your local Mother of Twins club. Sometimes people are like, okay, yeah, my kids are 8 now. We don't use that baby gate anymore. Just get hand-me-down stuff, okay? But always make sure, what are you going to do when you get hand-me-down stuff? If you know what to do when you get hand-me-down stuff, which is a tip that I have already told you, just say what the answer is and you will have the opportunity to win a $10 Amazon gift card. So that could go towards whatever safety equipment that you have to buy. So when you buy used equipment, what should you do? Ginger knows the answer to this one, Ginger. You know the answer to this one, but we're going to let them answer. We're not going to give them any hints, okay? I know, puppy. I know that you know everything because she's good, because she's in my house all the time and she keeps me company. Her and RB Spetty, they're my 2 besties. Now, next thing, hallways, staircases. We're going to skip that because I hope that you know you have to protect your staircases. The next room we're going into, Ginger, is our last room. Our last room of the day and the most important room. And some of our biggest safety tips that are the most overlooked is what's going to be there. The freaking bathroom. When we're in the bathroom, okay, call Nat is good, Casey. You can call me. That is an answer, but that is not the answer that I was looking for. And I should have said it has to be put into the form of a question, but I will save that for our last question. In the bathroom, of course, you have to make sure that the bathroom is secure, that the babies can't just recklessly get into the bathroom whenever they feel the need to. But you also should make sure that there is a cover for the tub faucet. Ginger, do you remember that one time where you were big and you were in the tub and you stood up and you cracked your head on the tub faucet? Yeah, Ginger, I remember that too. I still have a little PTSD from that. My twinnies, I would bathe them all the time together. One would stand up, clunk, on the edge of the faucet because I did not have a faucet cover. What a dumb injury that was. Bled and everything because her little scalp was bleeding. So please make sure that you have a cover over the tub faucet. If you have other handles too, you may want to get a cover for those too. So the babies do, like, let's say you have one of the tub handles, the shower handles that turn the water like this. I don't know what that's called. Yes, Julie, you do have to pick somebody for something. Thank you. I'm glad. It's a $10 Amazon gift card. The answer that we were looking for was register it. Yes, thank you. So Julie, that is the answer you're looking for. So I'll fill Julie in case she went to go get herself a drink, because she's allowed 1 drink a day and it could only be water. And that might have been the opportunity that she just took. Okay, so if you have the shower handle that moves side to side, you might want to get a cover for that too. Another thing that my kids would do is they would grab the handle to pull themselves up and turn the water to the scalding position. Yep, been there, done that. Please don't do that. If you are using the same bathroom as the children, be mindful of the shampoos, face soaps, razors, shaving cream. Anything that you don't want their hands on can't be in there. Or if it's in there, it's on perhaps a window ledge or something that is super duper duper out of reach. Because they should never be left unattended in a bathroom ever, 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 ever. Okay? Well, I'm going to say at least until they're like 6. Maybe that's even a little late. Your judgment call. I'm not giving you an age, but the kids should not be in there bathing in the tub by themselves. That just should not be something that happens. You might want to consider a toilet lock. That is another wonderful thing. I know that we have had many wonderful twin parents who send us great pictures of their children fishing in their toilet bowl. That's always a good one. Okay, so toiletries out of reach, nothing plugged in near the tub, electric toothbrushes, hair dryer, curling iron, fan, humidistat. I don't even know if that's a thing. I think it is. I'm pretty sure my mother has one in Florida. But you have to make sure that nothing is plugged in that they can pull into the tub, God forbid, by accident. You should also make sure that your bathroom and kitchen outlets are those GHI outlets so that if water does come in contact, it trips. If you do not have those outlets in your bathroom and kitchen and you are a renter, you need to fix that, okay? If you are the homeowner, it is not as expensive as you think it is. Please make sure you fix that. That is a very, very big deal, okay? Needless to say, medications under lock and key, and literally, like I just told you, never leave your children unattended. So did you know, this is horrible, this is absolutely horrible, that over the past decade, there has been an increase by 70% of bathtub drownings? How? I can't even. So what are we going to do, guys? We're not leaving our kids unattended. So those are our quick little safety tips. It wasn't that quick. I know, Ginger. You have things to do. Ginger, it's almost Ginger's nap time. Thank goodness that Ginger is not a real baby, because there is no way that I would have actually been able to talk to you like an adult if this was a baby. I mean, maybe I could have just sat there. And in Twiniversity class, by the way, I always have Ginger with me. Fred's with me too for classes. But I actually left Fred in the country. It was so funny because I took them out there. I actually taught a little pseudo Twiniversity class out there. So I took Fred and Ginger, and I honestly just left Fred in the room. So he's all by himself, and it makes me really sad. But Ginger is with me, and she's my favorite little girl besides my actual little girl that I have. So Ginger, do you want to tell them the good news? Guys, it doesn't end here. Prize time continues, guys. So if you would like to have an opportunity to win 2 Swaddle Up Originals or 2 50/50s, so once again, let me just show you what you have the opportunity to win, okay? So these are the originals, and like we said, it really is going to depend on the age of your babies. If your babies are on the older side, okay, let me get my thing here. Ginger, I'm crushing you. You'll be okay. So the 50/50s start at, when do the 50/50s start, guys? At what age? The 50/50s start at stage 2. So give us a weight, because I do want to know what the weight is, because I actually don't know offhand. So you have the opportunity to win 2 50/50s, which is the stage 2. Got it. It goes to 18.5 pounds. So from 13 to 18 pounds is what the 50/50s would be. This is my favorite, because when you're transitioning to your swaddles, how I teach all of our Twiniversity students is that you do start by doing one paw at a time. And you know what? Maybe you want to do this before you think Ginger's ready. If you see she is, but this is one way to transition. So this comes off, and if you're like, oh my gosh, I did that too soon, you could just zip it back on. And the great thing is save these for your next baby, because they're absolutely fantastic. But now Ginger has one paw out and one paw in, hence the whole 50/50. And then as Ginger gets bigger, you unzip Ginger's other paw, and now Ginger has both out. And notice that Ginger is already in her wonderful garment. Here's the best part. When Ginger stands up, whether it's this or one of the sleep garments or the MC Hammock garments, and please don't get mad at me, love to dream, that I'm calling it that. But look what Ginger can't do. So when Ginger stands up, Ginger can't get her leg onto that crib. So your kids, this is my favorite part of Love to Dream. Your kids can't escape from their cribs because they can't lift their legs. That is not the official jingle of Love to Dream. That is just the Natalie Diaz Twiniversity jingle. I blame Julie, by the way. You know, before Julie, we didn't have jingles for anything. And then we went to that one show in Vegas, and we had our wonderful jingle, and then it just went from there. Okay, so I actually do not want to rip this, but Ginger, this totally could come off. I just need to be gentle. And I was being too rough, and I'm sorry, Ginger. I didn't mean to do this. So Julie is going to give you a link. We are actually going to keep this open for the next 24 hours. So feel free to go in and enter to win, because I do want you to have the opportunity to win these. So to win, all you got to do is you just got to go to the link. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to phrase anything in the form of a question. But guys, I can't thank you enough for joining us today. And we actually had a nice little audience. So I'm glad that you hung in with me. I hope that you enjoyed the prizes. I will tell you that tomorrow, Coffee Talk, there may be another one of these in my future. I will remind you for Coffee Talk tomorrow that this is still open, so you will still have an opportunity to win. But guys, thank you so much. And please, please, please say thank you to our friends at Love to Dream, because what they do is they give me the opportunity to educate you guys on a topic that I think sometimes you guys need to hear. Whether you want to hear about, home safety or not, you need it. It is not a want. It is a necessity. So please, please say hi. Is Coffee Talk. Tomorrow, Coffee Talk, anywhere between 8:30 and 9:30, Casey, is typically when I do Coffee Talk. It's truthfully when I have my coffee. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Please make sure that you thank our friends at Love to Dream. Julie just gave you guys a link, and we will have 5 winners. I love this. So you get to enter to win. We will pick 5 winners. You could either choose 2 swaddle ups, which is this traditional garment, or you could choose 2 of the 50/50s like Ginger is wearing right now. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I love you guys. Have the best day ever. Please don't forget to join us in a Twiniversity class. We already had our part 1 of online last night. We have our part 2 next week, but we do have our classes scheduled throughout the year. And please don't forget that if you are currently breastfeeding or contemplating breastfeeding your twins, we do have an online breastfeeding class that is exclusively for you guys, made by us guys. Ginger, was Ginger there? No, Ginger wasn't there. Maybe Ginger was there. Nope, Ginger wasn't there. I just realized I didn't take Ginger to Chicago. We filmed that in Chicago, and that's that. Guys, I love you. Thank you again to Love to Dream, and have the best day ever. Say bye, Ginger. Bye, Ginger. Oh, God, Ginger's the best.